What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Charles Enoch, and y'all already know we back with another episode of Invest in Myself. So y'all know what's next. Roll the intro. So today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to knock off $100,000 of interest on your 30-year mortgage by using a credit card. But before we get deeper into the subject, your boy is close to 1,000 subscribers and close to 4,000 hours to become monetized. So I'm gonna ask y'all to help a brother out. If you haven't done so, go ahead, just take a little time, hit that like button for me. And if you're new to the channel or you just haven't done so yet, go ahead, take that time, hit the subscribe button for me. I appreciate everybody that takes the time out to do so because it does help me reach a higher audience base. All right, so let's get into it. So we're basically going to be taking advantage of the promotions that credit cards give us with the 0% balance transfer for 18 months. And we're going to apply whatever limit that they give us to our mortgage in a chunk payment. And when we chunk the whole balance of our credit card onto our mortgage, it is significantly reducing the interest that we are paying on the mortgage. And when you see how much these numbers are reduced by, seriously, it's like number porn. So the way I'll illustrate this is by using the mortgage payoff calculator. And no, this calculator is going to be available on my Patreon page, so you guys should check it out. It'll be in the description link down below. I'm going to also show you guys some credit cards I prefer to use when applying the chunking method to my mortgage. And this is either because they're going to have a good introductory balance transfer deal, or they're going to periodically give me those 0% balance transfer deals even after the introductory deal is completed. So let's get to it. Let's learn how to knock off $100,000 of interest off of your 30-year mortgage. Let's go. All right, so before we get to the mortgage payoff calculator, again, I just want to show you guys a couple cards that I would use in regards to balance transfers because they definitely have good introduction offers. And about every year, 6 months or so, they give you those balance transfer offers in regards to convenience checks, or you can even call them up. So the first card would be the City Double Cash card. I love this card. I always promote this card in regards to balance transfers, even when using plastic to pay your mortgage. But in this scenario, we see that they have the 18-month balance transfer offer when you apply. So once you apply, you can pretty much either write like a convenience check to yourself and put the money into your account. Sometimes the bank still just transfer it into your account, especially if you have a bank account with them. So you can use that 0% 18-month balance transfer right when you apply for 18 months. It's good to note that you do have to have pretty good credit, good to excellent. So I say around 690, 700 and above when you're applying for the City Double Cash card. So I'm assuming that if you're having a mortgage, you have pretty good credit. So it shouldn't be a problem applying for the City Double Cash card. Now for me, they did give me a very high limit. So I'm assuming that they're pretty easygoing in regards to giving people high limits. But again, that's myself in regards to they did give me a high limit. So I don't know if that's across the board that they're giving everybody a high limit. So the second card I would say is a pretty good card for introductory of balance transfers and then getting the balance transfer offers about every year, 6 months or so, is the Wells Fargo Platinum card. So we see it does have the intro balance transfer of 18 months. So 18 months, zero interest when you do a balance transfer or, write a convenience check to yourself to get the money to use that chunk on your mortgage. Again, we do have to note that it is good or excellent credit. So around that 690, 700 and above range is what you want in regards to applying for the Wells Fargo card, and you should be accepted for it. Again, personally for me, they did give me a very high limit, so I'm assuming that they're pretty lenient in regards to giving people high limits. So The Citi Double Cash card and the Wells Fargo Platinum card are two of my cards that probably have the highest limit, especially when I applied for it. So again, these two cards, I would apply for these two cards in regards if you're wanting to use the strategy of using the balance transfer, the 0%, and chunking the limit amount that they give you onto your mortgage. So we're going to be looking at the Excel spreadsheet, the mortgage payoff calculator, and see, we're going to do a scenario and see what this does. How can we pretty much eliminate $100,000 in interest on a mortgage using these two cards in the 18-month zero interest balance transfer? All right, so we're at the payoff calculator, and I just used some averages here. So the loan amount's $400,000. Kind of Googled it, said the average house in the United States around 350 to 400K. Might be a lot to some, might be a little to others, but we're just going to use the average. Average interest rate, it said it's between 3 to 7%, so we're just going to use 5%. Usually loan periods 30 years, and the payments 12 payments within a year. So what we can see here, we see the total interest. If we just made a payment every single month for 360 months, pretty much 30 years, the total interest we're going to be spending or paying here is $373,000. So what we're going to look at here, we're going to, let's say that we apply for the Citi Double Cash card and we have the 18-month intro. And this individual, we're going to say their cash flow is $1,000 a month. So after all expenses are paid, they have $1,000 left over. And let's say that the Citi Double Cash card gave them $18,000. We're going to make the math pretty simple. Obviously, you're going to have to tailor it to your particular situation. So let's say in month one, they applied that $18,000. Boom. So we see that the total interest now, since we did the chunk payment, is only $316,000 as opposed to $373,000. So rough math, I think that's about $56,000 some odd dollars. We'll round it up to $57,000. So that first chunk saved us $57,000. And if we look at the actual number of payments now, we only have to make 326 payments. So it knocked off about 36 months, which is about 3 years of your mortgage just by using the chunk on the credit card. We pretty much used the bank's money. So that's pretty awesome here. So to recap, we saved about $57 just by applying for the Citi Double Cash card. They have the 0% balance transfer for 18 months. We used the $18,000 that they gave us in credit, and we just credited it all to the mortgage and just put it in a chunk. Now the individual's still going to be making the regular monthly payments in the cash flow. Since they have $1,000 every single month, they're going to put it onto the credit card to pay it off, and in 18 months it would be paid off zero interest. So we'll go down to 18 months, and then we're going to be applying for the Wells Fargo Platinum card here. So 18, month 18. So let's say that we got the Wells Fargo card. Make it real easy. We got $18,000 for a line of credit, and of course we have the 18-month 0% balance transfer. So we see we're at 316. Let's put that 18,000. Let's see what it does here. So we're at 273 total interest now. So doing some quick math, that's probably about 42 and some change. So $43,000 that we saved off of that chunk. And look at the actual numbers of payments that we have to make now. It's only 297. So that took off about, 2 years of payments, about 30 months. So about 2.5 years of actual payments, so 2.5 years off of the mortgage. So we're totaling about 5 to 6 years that we took off by making 2 chunks. In the first chunk, remember, we saved about $57,000. The second chunk saved about $43,000. We add that together, that is about $100,000 that we saved off of interest just by using those balance transfer deals that the bank is giving us. So we're using the bank's money, we're chunking it at the loan, at the front end of the loan, because you want to do it in the earlier years because that's where all the interest is. So if you pretty much started off on your mortgage at the front end, like the first 2, 3, 4 years, you're going to be saving a lot of interest. And again, we saved $100,000 just off of 2 balance transfers on the credit card. And again, we're using our cash flow. We're just assuming this individual, for easy math purposes, they're saving $1,000 every single month. If you have 0% for 18 months, you can just pay that card off in 18 months. And we're just going to assume, hey, we can get another credit card that's going to offer that deal. Or again, the banks do send convenience checks where they have this type of balance transfer deal for maybe 12, 18, or even 20 months. So we can continue to do this and we would continue to save more. If you haven't seen my last video, you can pretty much knock off 1/3 of the time and pay your mortgage within 10 years instead of 30. So we just wanted to take a look at how the credit card and just chunking it on your mortgage is helping you accelerate paying off your mortgage. Now, if this is helpful information, definitely comment in the comments down below. I'm usually on the whiteboard, but I'm trying something new. So if you like it, let me know. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't, or if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. I appreciate everybody that does this because it helps me reach a higher audience base. I'm here to educate everybody in regards to using velocity banking that best benefits you. So for this, it's to pay off your mortgage, pay off other debts, invest. This can be a financial tool to help you get you to where you want to be financially. So I do appreciate you guys' time. Again, the Payoff Calculator will be on my Patreon page, and I'll have it on a link below in the descriptions. So go ahead and click on that. And again, you guys have a good weekend. I'll be back next week with another Invest in Myself video. Peace out.